Okay, dear students of class 5, let us resume with our story. So, the two children, how they helped the other boy is the story about. And now let us see what happens later after they even agreed to pay 20 pence for the bus fare of the small child. Okay, now safely till your bus comes. I am sorry we can't stop any longer with you. Our mother will worry if we are late. Goodbye. Doreen and Harry left the little boy sitting happily on a seat with his lunch in the brown paper. They took their mother's shoes to be mended as I said, to be repaired, and then they looked into the shop next door. There was that lovely paint box. We can't have it after all, said Doreen. It's a pity, Harry, but we had to help the little boy who cried, didn't we? Okay, so we can't have it after all. What they could not have? They could not have the paint box. Why? Because now they were short of money, as they had already paid some money for the lunch of the small child. Now, that's what Doreen, we can't have it after all, said Doreen. So Doreen said that it's a pity, Harry, but we had to help the little boy who cried, didn't we? Of course, said Harry. We felt in his pocket and he felt in his pocket and found three 20 pence pieces, which was all that was left of the money he had. Shall we put it back in our money box, or shall we spend it on something now? Oh, let's spend it now, said Doreen. It will take too long to save up 2 pounds again. So they had an ice cream each and bought some peppermints to take home to their mother because she was so fond of them. Who was fond of the peppermints? Their mother. Doreen and Harry's mother was fond of, means she loved peppermint a lot. So they did not forget their mother, and they bought some peppermint for their mother as well. They told her all about the little boy, that means how they helped a small boy, and she was pleased. Pleased means she was happy and glad when she heard how kind they had been. But we couldn't get that paint box we wanted, said Harry with a sigh. A sigh means with a feeling of unhappiness or disappointment. That when somebody sighs, then the person gives out breath, and that shows some sort of unhappiness or disappointment for not getting something. Okay, so Harry sighed here because they could not buy the paint box as they fell short of money. Never mind, said their mother. Your kindness is worth far more than a paint box. So mother encouraged them by saying, don't mind, don't be disheartened, don't be hopeless, because you have done a great deed by showing your kindness to the small child by helping him. So that is far more valuable than your paint box, is what she said. 2 days later, that means after 2 days from that day, a little car pulled up outside their door, and out came a pretty lady, a very beautiful lady. She had a big parcel in her hand. So she had a big packet in her hand. She knocked, and the children's mother opened the door. Now, who were these children? Doreen and Harry. So, their mother opened the door because somebody was knocking at their door, and actually, she was a pretty lady with a parcel in her hand. Oh, good morning, said the lady. Does Mrs. White live here? Okay, that is how she she asked her, does Mrs. White live here? Now let us see what happens next. Yes, I am Mrs. White, said the children's mother. So that is Doreen and Harry's mother said, yes, I am Mrs. White. Well, your two children were very... So children, let us see the other child's mother comes to Doreen and Harry's house in order to give them for showing kindness to her child. Now, yes, I am Mrs. White, said the children's mother. Well, your two children were very kind to my little boy the other day in the park. Means the other day means some days back in the park, says the lady. He told me all about it, and he also told me that they really mean to buy a paint box with the money they so kindly gave him. That means the money which they had and with which they wanted to buy a paint box, they very generously gave to the small child who had dropped his lunch. So in return for their kindness, I have brought them a little present. Oh, how nice of you, cried Mrs. White. Doreen, Harry, come here a minute. The children came running. The lady smiled at them and gave them the parcel. And what do you think was inside when they opened it? So, what do you think would be inside? There were two big, beautiful paint boxes, one for each of them, and two fine painting books. The paint boxes were so much nicer than the one that the children were going to buy. Oh, thank you, cried Harry. But how did you know our name and where we lived? We didn't tell your little boy. No, but you wrapped up his lunch in a nice piece of brown paper for him, and on the paper was your mother's name and address, said the lady. Oh, that's how I knew, you see, and I was glad because I so badly wanted to give you some reward. Reward? A reward is something you are given because you have done a good deed. Whenever somebody does a good deed, then he is rewarded. So that's how this small boy who was helped by Harry and Doreen, this small boy's mother wanted to reward them for showing kindness to her child. So for your kindness. So today Doreen and Harry are going to do some painting with their beautiful new paint boxes. They are pleased. They are very happy because they are going to do some paintings with their beautiful new paint box. Aren't we lucky? Cried Doreen. Yes, but you deserve your good luck, said their mother. And so they did. Enid Blyton. So here it is. Mother says, yes, you deserved it. You deserved your good luck. So actually that was not their luck. That was for their kindness, for their kindness, for the good work, for the noble deed they had done by helping a needy child. So they deserved those gifts. Okay, so now our chapter is over. I will give you some work for you to practice at home. And then the next day we will be doing its question answers. Thank you.